I wanted to help answer the question about why some of these open runs are valuable and why I think it's helpful and important. Um, I think we have to understand that these kids are put in a different situation than we were when we were growing up. For us, it was easy to just go to the park and go hoop, like go hoop against a bunch of grown men. Pull up at the park like Parks was going. But I'll ask this question: um, What park is jumping now? Like, where do these kids go? I think some of it is just the circumstances of living where we live in Atlanta. Every community court, I can't even tell you how many community courts I've been kicked out of personally, just trying to take my son to go get shots up and work out. Like, nobody wants 20 kids in their community on that community court trying to hoop and get runs. Nobody. They're tearing down basketball courts. They're tearing them down rims at the park every day, like trying to get hoopers out of those areas. So I think that's a bigger discussion about why people don't want basketball players in their neighborhoods in that element. I think that's a bigger discussion. But I think the open runs give kids a format when they are competitive, when they're purposed, to work on things that you can't do when you're playing AAU or when you're playing high school basketball. There are kids that are 6'3", 6'4", that for the AAU team, you're a big. So you have to play the post, or that's where the coach sticks them. And they don't get an opportunity to get the ball in their hands and go play. And the open runs give them the opportunity to do that. Also, to me, the control part of it is a lot of these open runs need to be segmented out, right? Like, you need to push kids to work on things like, let's just be real. Like, if every AAU program was taking care of business and doing shell at every practice and teaching great man defense, then there would be no need for this. If every high school was doing that, then there would be no need for this. But let's just be honest. How many college coaches have we talked to that say that kids don't know basic defensive principles? Come on. At some point, we got to have a real conversation where we point back to the kids all the time and blame the kids for stuff that the adults are causing those problems. I think some of these open runs are trying to build solutions to some of those problems. Open runs need to be segmented out. Like, I'm going to give away the secret sauce. When you come into the open run, you need to have a half-court man segment where you're pushing kids, no switching. You're pushing kids to play man defense, and you teach them where the help line is, how to play help defense, how to help the helper, basic stuff like that. You need to have a full court segment. Push kids to push up, go play defense, go guard, full court. You know, especially those guys that are little guards, you should be guarding the ball 90 feet at all times. So you need to have those segments where kids can do that. You need to have a zone segment. Kids got to understand spacing. Kids got to understand how to read gaps. Kids got to understand how to screen against the zone. And they're not being taught this by their teams, or else they would know. That's just, I mean, come on, man. That's easy. If they were being taught this stuff, right, they would know. The reason why we're not seeing it is because they're not being taught. And people want to lay the blame at AAU necessarily, but they all play for school teams. All of these kids play for middle school teams. They all play for high school teams. So, like, we all got to eat that. And we all have to create solutions that allow them to learn and allow them to get purposeful, meaningful work. And open runs, especially the invite-only runs, where you're inviting a certain caliber of kid. So they're not just doing stuff against cones, and they're not doing stuff against a kid that is so far below their level of play that they could get away with doing anything they want. It's good work. It's no different to me than, I mean, come on, dog. When we was growing up, you go to a park. You wasn't going to the park where a bunch of bums was at. You was trying to find a good run. Like, we wasn't getting up early in the morning on Saturday, like in the Ville. We was getting up early in the morning on a Saturday, and you was trying to go to Seneca Park. You was trying to go to the Downtown Athletic Club. You was trying to go to the University of Louisville at the Student Center because you knew that's where the hoopers were at, right? You go to Shawnee Park, you knew that's where the hoopers were at. I don't know that any kid knows that in Atlanta. Where are the hoopers at? Which LA Fitness is the LA Fitness to go to where all the hoopers is at? I don't think they know that. I don't think parents know that. So open runs provide them that ability to know that, hey, if I go to the freshman U open runs, I know there's going to be a certain caliber of kid there that I can go play against. I know it's going to be good competition, right? I know I'm going to get a certain amount of work in. I know I'm going to be taught certain things, right? So to me, there's value in that. Unless we want to create another platform for kids to do it. Now, don't get me wrong. This dude's out here money grabbing. This dude's out here creating open runs that ain't about that at all. Just give them some jerseys, let them go around. I'm going to film it and give you the same highlights of the same kids. Like, come on. But that's everywhere we go. That's the adults causing that problem. That's not the kids causing that problem. But everything a kid does, you can't do against the cone. Can't do 1-on-0 on everything. Like, you got to be able to go somewhere and rock out. And we, as the caretakers of this game and this culture, are responsible for creating a platform for kids to do that, in my humble opinion. So to me, that's why open runs are important. That's why they're necessary. That's why they're needed if they're done right. And to me, that's why they provide value to the parents and the players. It's just all about choosing a platform that's right.